Sorry about that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma ja'alna minhum min allazina amanu wa amilus salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Summa amma ba'd. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما Allahumma thabbitna indal mauti bila ilaha illallah. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Alhamdulillah, we are on our lesson number 24. And this week, inshallah, we are finishing our Nahu book. And only 4 more lessons to go after today's lesson. And today's lesson is about how to make present tense passive. On Thursday, we learn how to make past tense passive. So today, we're gonna learn how to make present tense passive. So let's see what we did when we were making past tense passive. So past passive will have U and E sounds prominent. So the active past tense always start with A sound and end with A sound. But when you will have passive, then it's gonna start with U sound. So that will be a clue for us that this is passive. So U and E sounds would be prominent. And what we do that, what are the steps? So first letter of the fail gets U sound. I'm saying first letter of the fail. I'm not saying first root letter. So we should know the difference between root letters. So root letter are 3, but sometimes some extra letters are part of the family, part of the mold, you can say. So inshallah, when we will learn about in surf, we are going to talk more about them. So first letter of the fail gets U sound. Second root letter, now I'm talking about root letter. So second root letter gets E sound. And don't dare touch third root letter, which remains A sound. So we never touch third root letter. That is having A sound, and that will remain A sound, because that tells us that this is past tense. Now, if there is koon, if there are more letters, and any letter among them has koon, so we are not going to touch them. Any other harika change into U sound. The example over here is istawfara. So this is our passive. And the root letter over here is Ghain, Fa, and Ra, Ghafara. And this Alif, Sin, and Ta, this is part of the family. Inshallah, we are going to learn more about that. So this is Ista, is the part of the family, and Ghain, Fa, and Ra. So these are the root letter, Ghain, Fa, and Ra. So now what we're gonna do, the first letter of the fail gonna get U sound. So I put U sound over here. Now we are going to find our root letter, which is Ghain, Fa, Ra. So Fa is our second root. So this second root will get E sound, because this is past passive we are making. So we give it E sound. The third root letter, we are not going to touch it. And if any other letter has koon, we're gonna leave it with koon. And if any other harika that change into U sound. So when we do all these steps, now we have the word ustughfira. So this is ustughfira. Istaghfara mean he sought or asking or asked for forgiveness. And ustughfira would be forgiveness was asked. Forgiveness, or just we're gonna say was asked, or it was asked. We can say it was, or forgiveness was asked. Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. Now, how to make present tense passive? So in present passive, we need to remember that the prominent sounds would be U and A. So we will have U sound and lot of A sound. Okay. First letter of the fail gets U sound. Second root letter gets A sound. In past, we were giving second root letter E sound. Now over here, we are giving A sound. Don't dare touch third root letter. So we are not going to touch third root letter. If there is skoon, we're gonna let it be in skoon. Any other harika, change into A sound. In past, any other harika was changing into U sound, remember? So now over here, it is going to change into A sound. So for example, over here, yastaghfiru. Now the first letter is Ya. So this Ya is going to get U sound. Then I'm gonna look for my second root letter. So Ghain, Fa, and Ra. So Fa is my second root letter. I'm gonna give it a sound. So this E sound will change into A sound. I'm not gonna touch my third root letter ever. Now Sin has skoon. I'm gonna leave it with skoon. And Ta already has fatha, so I don't have to make any change. Ghain all have skoon. So I don't, if there is skoon, I'm gonna leave it with skoon. Any other harika, change into A sound. So if there is already A, I don't have to make any changes. So it will become yustaghfaru. Yustaghfaru. So yastaghfiru mean he asks forgiveness. And yustaghfiru, we can say forgiveness was asked. Forgiveness is, sorry, not all, is asked. So this is how kind of we are going to translate. So now let's see more. Okay, so now let's do our Nasara Yansuru chart. So how it gonna work? So the basic is huwa yansuru, huma yansurani, hum yansuruna, hiya tansuru, huma tansurani, hunna yansurna, anta tansuru, antuma tansurani, antum tansuruna, anti tansurina, antuma tansurani, antunna tansurna, ana ansuru, nahnu nansuru. So this is our regular active present tense. Now, how it gonna work? Let's see. So all these 5 in your pocket. Let's do them first. So yansuru, what we gonna do? this ya is going to change into u sound. So noon has, root letter is noon, sod, and ra. So noon, sod, and ra. So second root letter is our sod. This sod is going to get why it's not letting me. Okay, let me go over here. So this ya is getting, the I is changing into this ya is changing into u sound. So yansuru, this ya is yun, will become yun, right? And sod, which is our second root letter, is getting a sound. So it will become yun saru. So huwa yun saru. Now here, again, we're gonna do the same thing. The first this sign of mudariya is getting u sound. So tun saru, anta tun saru, ana un saru, and nahnu nun saru. Okay, so now when I come to pairs, so huma yansurani, these are easy. Just we are getting the all these ya and tas are getting u sound, and sod is getting fatha. So it will become huma yun swarani, huma tun swarani, antuma tun swarani, antuma again tun swarani. And hum, again same thing, hum will become yun swaruna, and hunna will become yun swarna, and antunna will become tun swarna, yun sarna, tun sarna. And hum was yun saruna, antum would be tansuruna. So this basic one, this is noon saw 3 root letter. It's nothing too hard about it. So it's easy. So how it will gonna look like, let's do the whole in one now. Huwa yunsaru, huma yunswarani, hum yunswaruna. Hiya tunsaru, huma tunswarani, hunna yunswarna. Anta tunsaru, antuma tunswarani, antum tunswaruna, anti tunswarina, antuma tunswarani, antunna tunswarna. Ana unswaru, nahnu nunswaru. And how are we gonna translate? Huwa yunsaru would be he is helped. Hiya tunsaru, she is helped. Anta tunsaru, you are helped. Anti tunsarina, you are helped. Huma yunsarani, both of them are helped. Huma tunsarani, both of them are helped. Antuma, you two are helped. And then hum yunsaruna would be they are helped. Hunna, they are helped. Antunna, all of you are helped. Antum, all of you are helped. So this is how we are going to translate them. So you are helped. We don't know who helped, but they are being helped, right? So this is how the translation should be. So now write out the passive version of these fails. Let's do them. So yajma'u, yajma'u. So ya will get, instead of now it has fatha, we are going to change into dhamma. So that will become yuj, and ma already have fatha. So we don't have to make any changes. So yujma'u. Okay, so yujma'u. So let's do huwa yujma'u, huma yujma'ani, hum yujma'una. hiya tuj'amu, huma tuj'amani, hunna yuj'amna, hunna yujma'na. What I'm doing. So hunna would be yujma'na. Yujma'na. This is how we are going to write yujma'na. Anta tujma'u, antuma tujma'ani, antum tujma'una, anti tujma'ina, tujma'ina, antuma tujma'ani, antunna tujma'na. So yujma'na, tujma'na. Ana ujma'u, nahnu nujma'u. So this is how it's going to work. Okay, now we have yukhazu. So let's see how it's gonna work. So huwa yukhazu. Huwa yukhazu. So what, since we are having the ma pesh or u sound, now this ya is going to change into waw. Its share is going to be, because if you guys remember, I mentioned that Dhamma is compatible with waw. So this is how it's going to yukhazu. So huwa yukhazu. And we don't say that when we have kind of this Hamza with sukoon, so then we kind of take a jerk. We don't say yukhazu, it's not long. Rather it is, we take a jerk. So we say yukhazu. This one is yakhuzu, and now over here is yukhazu. Okay, so huwa yukhazu, huma yukhazani, hum yukhazuna, hiya tukhazu, huma tukhazani, hunna yukhzana. So the hunna will become yukhazna. Yukhazna. Then anta tukhazu, antuma tukhazani, antum tukhazuna, anti tukhazina, antuma tukhazani, antunna tukhazna. Once you do hunna, then antunna is easy. So just you're gonna add ta instead of ya. So tukhazna. And then ana ukhazu, and nahnu nukhazu. So this is how it's going to work. Now yu'allimu will become yu'allamu. So this kasra is going to change into fatha. So huwa yu'allamu, huma yu'allamani, hum yu'allamuna, hiya tu'allamu, huma tu'allamani, and hunna will be yu'allamna. 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 So this is how it's going to be written. Hunna yu'allamna. Anta tu'allamu. Antuma tu'allamani. Antum tu'allamuna. Anti tu'allamina. Antuma tu'allamani. And antunna will be tu'allamna. Tu'allamna. Ana u'allamu, and nahnu nu'allamu. So this is how it is going to be. I'm going to leave left the rest on you guys. You are going to do them, or if we have at the end of the class more time, then we can do it together, inshallah. So I hope it is making sense after past passive. This is nothing hard about it. So let's see how we are going to recognize passive. So when looking for a fail, you should be able to determine whether it's past or present and whether it is active or passive. So how we are going to figure it out? First of all, you need to see if it is the tense is past or present. Do we know how the present look like and how past look like? For example, over here, when you see there is no Anita beginning, okay, and we have certain ending, especially after hunna, we have tu, tuma, tum, ta, tuma, tunna, tu and na, all these endings. These are part of our past tense. And past tense does not have anything, not any Anita beginning or anything like that in the beginning. Nothing happened in the beginning of the past tense. So that should help us to know if it is past tense or a present tense. So now, if you see khuliqu, so you should be able, first of all, regardless it is passive or active, first you need to see, okay, how does it look like? Does it look like present tense or a past tense? So that look like past tense. So this is how you are going to first recognize the tense. Do so by looking at Ethan. So Ethan or Anita beginning. So any word that makes sense to you. So this Anita or Ethan, these are the two kind of what did they call the words you can kind of remember to find out that how what are the words can start the present tense. We know that this alif is kind of for ana, noon is for nahnu, ya is for our like even for huwa and for whom and even for hunna, these all starting with ya. Even huma here, one is starting with ya, then we have certain tas, so we should know all of them. Okay, so make yourself strong in present and past active tense and in the recognition of it. So you, whenever you see a fail, you should be able to recognize if it is present or past. So if it is past tense, then look at the u and e sound, one or more, dhamma or kasra. So in the past tense, if you see u and e sound, that means you have more dhammas and one kasra. So this is the indication that this is the past passive. And for the present tense, if you hear u and a sound, or if you see u and a sounds, one dhamma and one or more fathas, so then it is present tense passive. And then you can find the inside pronoun. What is the inside pronoun in it? And how we are going to translate past passive translation would be something was done, something was created. Okay, so we need to have past tense, or present tense, something is created. Okay, so this is how we are going to differentiate the translation. So now let's see some more example over here. Khuliqu. So I hear u sound and e sound. Okay, so I have u and e, so that is telling me that this is my majhul or malum? Majhul. Then I have ullimna. Even you can go to the active form. So you should know that, okay, that is khalaqa. This is very basic verb. Khalaqa, and then khalaqa, and then you go, when you go on whom, that is khalaqu. So this is our whom. And then this khalaqa, khalaqa, and khalaqu. And then this khalaqu is changing into khuliqu because the first letter get u sound. So hu. And then what is the root letter? Khalam, khalam and qaf, and the middle root letter is lam. So this lam is getting kasra. So khuli, and then nothing else we need to do. This is how it's going to be khuliqu. Then we have ullimna. So ullimna, I hear u and e sound again. So this is my madi. And is that malum or majhul? Majhul, because u and e sound. Then we have nufaddilu. So nu faddilu. So I have u sound and e sound. Okay, but does it look like because u and e sound are supposed to be madi, right? U and e is madi, but do you think this is madi? Because madi end on a sound, not on u sound. So if it is u sound, then I should know that this is present tense. This is not past tense. And if it is present tense, then present tense, if so I'm gonna circle present tense. And now I need to see, okay, this is u and e sound, not u and a sound. If it was u and a sound, then it was majhul. This is u and e sound, not u and a, so this is malum. And what else? So nufaddila, we are preferred. Nufaddila, this is present tense, so we prefer. We prefer. Then we have umirtu. So again, I hear u and e sound, and this tu is telling me this is madi. So this is madi, and u and e sound are majhul. Umirtu. So translation, I was commanded, or I was ordered. Then we have yatadhakkaru. So this ya is giving away that this is fil mudari'a, and it is ending on u sound. So this is our present tense mudari'a. And now we need to see, okay, if it is majhul or malum. So yatadhakkaru, it's not yutadhakkaru. So that means this is our malum. Yatadhakkaru, he reminds. He reminds. Okay, turja'una. Now the ta beginning and una ending is telling me that this is mudari'a, present tense. And now I need to hear the sounds u and a. I don't see u and e, right? So u and a perfect match for our majhul. So turja'una, turja'una, you all are returned. Or going to be returned. Okay, so this is how you can look at present and differentiate present and past. Okay, now the same naib file business we discussed in our past tense. So let me repeat a bit so you get good at it. So basically, we know that the done to is a naib file in the passive sentence. For example, the cake was eaten If I say the cake was eaten, so the word cake is the naive file. Even though the rules are going to be different, grammatical rules of the naive file are exactly same as the rules of the file. And let's refresh. There are two types of naive file: inside, which is kind of hidden or inbuilt in the file, and if the done to is a pronoun, and outside if done to is other than a pronoun. So the same like we used to find out our outside file, same way we are going to find our naive file in the passive sentences. And we discussed in the last class that what is naive file. Basically the maf'ul in a regular or in an active sentence, kind of, because this is done to the receiver of the action. Basically this receiver of the action becomes the naive file in the passive sentence. For example, in the sentence nusirna, for example, naive file is the inside nahnu. Okay, so instead of calling that this na is file over here, we are going to call it naive file now. And if I say nusir al muslimuna, so now nusira is our fil madi majhul, and since this is huwa, we can look for outside naive file, and this muslimuna, which is rafa in status, so that is our naive file. So an example over here, duriba mathalun. So duriba, this u and e sound is giving out that okay, this is our passive. And then what is the naive file in duriba? Huwa. And when we have huwa, we can look for outside naive file. And this masalun, since this is rafa in status, so this is perfect for our naive file. So we're gonna call this naive file. So an example was stuck. So if I say daraba, I would be saying daraba mathalan. So he explained an example. He explained an example. So this is how we're gonna say daraba mathalan. So this is our fail file. File is huwa, and mathalan is our mafulun bihi over here. But now when we change into passive, we are saying duriba mathalun. So same, this masalan, basically it changed into rafa version. And this is our naive file now. So unzilat suratun. Again, unzilat is fe'lun madin majhul, or you can say past passive. And inside naive file is here, and suratun is a rafa inversion. So this is our naive file. A surat was sent down. A surah was sent down. Then we have hum yurzaquna fiha. So yurzaquna, so I hear u sound, and then razaka, raza, and qaf, and this root letter, middle root letter, has a sound. So that is perfect clue that okay, yes, this is our past passive. So you're gonna call it past passive, and whom is our naive file over here. We don't need to look for outside naive file because this is home. It's not huwa and here. And then fiha is our MBF. Then we have u'iddat lil muttaqina. U'iddat, again u and e sound. Okay, so that is giving out and ta with skoon. Only gonna happen in past tense, not in present tense. So u'iddat is telling me that this is madi. So past tense passive, past passive. And here is our nai file over here. And lil muttaqina is our MBF. So this is how it's gonna work. It was prepared for muttaqin. Talking about Jannah. Okay, some more examples over here. So wattakhadhu. So wattakhadhu, they took min dunihi, other than him, alihatan. Alihatan is like a god, or the objects that are worthy of worship, they thought. So yakhluquna shay'an wa hum yukhlaqun. So now wattakhadhu. So what do you think about wattakhadhu first of all? So wattakhadhu, this is our past tense. Okay, it doesn't have ending, or it does not have the beginning. So this is ittakhadhu, is the huwa version basically. Ittakhadhu. Sorry, ittakhadha. So ittakhadha is our and this is past tense, huwa. So ittakhadha, ittakhadhu. So they took, or they have taken, min dunihi, other than him. This he is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alihatan, worthy of worship. La yakhluquna. So what do you think about yakhluquna? I didn't hear u sound. If it is our present tense passive, so then it should have what sounds prominent? U and a sound. I don't see these u and a sound over here, right? So that tells me that this is regular, this is active. So yakhluquna, they created, shay'an, anything. So they have taken beside him gods which create nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Wahum, rather, whom they are, yukhlaquna. Rather, what happened? Now I hear u and a sounds. So that means they are, rather they are created. They are created by these people, right? So these aliha are being created, and these aliha did not create anything. So this is our felun mudariun. This is our malum one, and the file is hum over here, and over here we're gonna say a past passive, and our naib file is again hum over here, but we're gonna call it naib file. Then we have la tazlimuna wa la tuzlamun. So la tazlimuna. So this ta beginning and una ending, this is our present tense. And now since it has ta, it's not tu, so that is our active. And how we gonna translate? They, sorry, you are, this is antum, right? So you do not wrong. You do not, because la over here, la tazlimuna. And what kind of la is that? Is that la nahiya or nafiya? La nafiya, because it's not doing anything to the fail. It's not affecting it. So this is la nafiya. Nahiya is the one who forbids. It's not forbidding. So you do not wrong. Wala tuzlamun. So now I hear oo sound, and then za, lam, and mim. These are the root letter, and this lam, the middle one, has a sound. So this is perfect clue that this is our present passive. So wala tuzlamuna, nor are you wronged. So this is how we are going to translate. And how we are going to label again. So you can say this la nafiya. Then tazlimuna, you can say felun mudariun, failuhu antum. Waw is our ataf. La again our la nafiya. And tuzlamuna, you're gonna say this is felun mudariun majhul. And nai file is again antum. Next one, wa ilallahi. So wow came, which is our ataf, and ilallahi, ila is our harfu jar. So this is our jar majroor fragment, and towards Allah turja'ul umur. So now turja'u is giving me a clue that this u ending and this ta beginning. So this is our present tense. Now we need to look for the sounds. What sounds are prominent? So u and a sound. Yes, I hear u sound and I hear a sound. And ra, jim, ain, they are the root letter, and the middle root letter is jim, and jim has perfect a sound. So this is our present tense passive. And naifile is what? Naifile is hiya or anta, it could be. So let's see. And to Allah alone, all matters are returned. So turja'ul umuru. So because umur is our broken plural, right? So that's why this I'm gonna consider this here. Okay, so turja'ul umuru, all the matters are going to be returned towards Allah only. So why alone came here? Because our jar majroor, our MB F is muqaddam over here. So exclusivity is coming over here. So towards Allah alone, all matters are going to be returned. Then we have wahuwa. So this is our jumla ismiya. Wahuwa, and he is yut'imu. Yut'imu. So what do you think about yut'imu? I hear u sound, and then I hear e sound. U and e sound are prominent in past passive. But is that past passive? No, this ya is giving away that this is mudariya. So that means that cannot be passive, rather it is active. So that means this is our present tense, and our file is huwa over here. Wahuwa yut'imu, while it is he who feeds. Talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who feed. Wala yut'amu, and he is not fed. So now yut'amu, I hear u sound, and now look, this e sound has changed into a sound. So that is perfect match for our present passive. So this is our present passive tense. And our knife file is again huwa in here. Okay, some more tips how we can identify passive fail. Generally, a passive fail starts with dhamma. Okay, even in present tense and past tense, in both tenses, it starts with dhamma. And active past tense, usually start with fatha or a kasra. Therefore, a past tense starting with dhamma must be passive. For example, allama is active, and then ullima is passive. Easy clue. Then present passive start with dhamma and has multiple fathas. For example, yu'ridu is not passive. It starts with dhamma, but the kasra on the ra means that is active. The passive form would be yu'radu. Same example we saw over here, yut'imu and yut'amu. And then commanding and forbidding. Commanding or forbidding fail cannot be passive. Okay, because in commanding and forbidding, you will see some E sounds. So, for example, at'ama, and then yut'imu. So this is our past. Then yut'imu is our present, and from tut'im will become our commanding. Ut'im, not tut'im. From tut'im, how we can do that? We are going to so yut'imu, and then we go to anta, it will become tut'im. And now if I drop this one, I drop this ta. Now I have ta, ain, and mim, ta with skoon. And now I need to bring helper alif. So what helper alif is gonna get what harika, because this has E sound, the middle root letter. So you're gonna give it this E sound. So it'im. So when we do commanding, most of the time it get E sound, but we don't have to worry about that. Why? Because commanding and forbidding cannot be passive. Now for the following fails, determine the tense, passives, or inside and inside pronoun in the fail. So yansuru, what do you think about yansuru? You didn't hear oo sound or a sound, so that is active. And what would be the passive form? That would be yun saru. Okay, then ulimna, ui sound, so that is our passive. And what is the na file inside? Nahnu, na. And okay, now over here yunzaruna, what do you think about that? So you hear u sound and yunzaruna. So nun, za, and ra, these are the root letter, and the middle root letter has a sound. So u and a sounds are for our present passive. So that means this is our present passive, and na file is what? Whom inside. So these are again, I'm gonna leave it for the end. So let's move on. Okay, now over here, grammatical analysis with the passive. So let's see some more example over here. Duriba zaidun al-yawma. So duriba, it's not daraba. Daraiba is our active. Duriba, so ui sound. So this is a clue for us that this is our fail madi majhul. So duriba, past passive. This is how you are going to label it. Then zaidun, since this is our huwa version, so we can look for our outside naib file. This zaidun is perfect for our naib file. And then al-yawma. So al-yawma is what? It is our, al-yawma mean day. So it is kind of giving us the time window. So that means this is our mafulun fihi. So duriba zaidun al-yawma. Zaid was hit today. Easy, right? Okay, next one. Sayus'alul muslimuna an haza. So sayus'alu, soon. So seen, we should know. That's a seen and sofa and qad. So these particles, they always come with the fail. So whenever you see these words, right away you should know that after them is fail. So this is easy clue for finding a fail. So some word is fail or a ism or a harf. So that is a good clue to find out. So after seen, you're gonna always find a fail. So sa yus'alu. So yus'alu. So it is oo and a sound is prominent over here, and ya beginning and oo ending. So this is also a clue that this is our present tense. So sayus'alu, the Muslim, sayus'alu, so he will be asked. So oo a sound, this is passive. And then since this is our huwa version, we can look for a knife file, al-muslimuna is perfect for knife file over here. So that's why the translation is the Muslims will be asked. An haza, about that, about this. So an is our harfu jar, haza is our ism majroor, and that is what our mutalliq will fail. So you are going to label them like that. Okay, next last example. Al-muslimatani tunsarani fil masjidi. So al-muslimatani, the two Muslim women. Muslimatani, so this tani is telling me that these are female, and ani is telling me that they are two. So the two Muslim women, tunsarani, so same matching fail is coming with them. So the two al-muslimatani tunsarani fil masjidi. So the two Muslim women are helped in the masjid. So muslimatani, this is jumla ismiya. So this is our mubtada. Tunsarani is our fi'l mudari majhul, and fil masjidi is our mutalliq bil fi'l. And this is our khabar, tunsarani. So muslimatani is our mubtada, and tunsarani fil masjid is our khabar, and tunsarani is our fi'l mudari majhul, and fil masjid is our MBF. So this is how it's gonna work. This is how you can label. Okay, now something that is related to passive tense we need to talk about today. There are two kinds of fail. So some fails are transitive and some are not. They are called intransitive. So transitive or intransitive. What are they? Let's see. You may have noticed that the role of naib file, the done to, is a passive sentence. In a passive sentence is similar to the role of the maf'ulun bihi. We discussed in Thursday's class, and today we already talked about it, that in active form, when we have the maf'ulun bihi, the same maf'ulun bihi is going to be changed into naib file in a passive sentence. So this is how this naib file business work, right? So having said that, now we need to see that sometimes some fail are such that they do not take maf'ulun bihi. So it is kind of nature of their nature of the action that they cannot take maf'ulun bihi. So let's see some example over here. For example, I say Hamza ate the cookie. Now the word cookie is the thing that is affected by the action. So cookie is eaten, so this is done too. So this sentence is not passive. So the cookie is maf'ulun bihi in this sentence because we have doer over here. Hamza ate the cookie. So this cookie is what? Maf'ulun bihi, and Hamza is our file in it. And this is our eating is our action. So now in the sentence, the cookie was eaten. So now if I change into passive, cookie was eaten. Now the word cookie is the thing that is affected by the action, and this is passive now. So this cookie is going to be naib file in this sentence. So this one over here is naib file now. So now again, we know that naib file is going to kind of like behave like file. So it is going to be nasab in status. It's going to be rafa in status. And we can find that after huwa and hiya. And that's it. So we're gonna kind of take it whatever we used to do with the file. So same thing we are going to do with the naib file now. So naib file is going to be rafa in status, and naib file we are going to find after huwa and hiya. It can be outside or it can be even inside. So this means that if a sentence does not have a maf'ulun bihi, it cannot be made passive. Make sense? Because we need a done to, we need a naib file in a passive sentence, but if a sentence, if a verb or if an action is such that it does not take maf'ulun bihi, then we cannot turn that into passive, simple and easy. Now this is because if there is no maf'ulun bihi, there is nothing that can be turned into naib file. So recall that maf'ulun bihi is optional. A sentence made up of a fail and file. So if we have fail and a file in a regular sentence, that is a complete sentence. In some cases, a sentence lack a maf'ulun bihi simply because the speaker choose not to mention it. In other cases, sentence lack maf'ulun bihi because the fail in the sentence cannot take maf'ulun bihi. A fail that cannot take maf'ulun bihi is called fail lazim. So fail lazim, or we can say that intransitive form. So some verbs are intransitive, meaning the action happened to the person himself, and that's why it does not take maf'ulun bihi. So no maf'ulun bihi required for these transitive verb. Inshallah, we will see more example, and they're gonna make sense to you guys. Now look at example over here. Our transitive fail is called mutaddi, and intransitive is going to call lazim. So lazim is in, so this in is extra, and since lazim is kind of action is happening inside you, okay, we do not need maf'ulun bihi. So this is how I kind of remember that. So when I have in, so in is like inside you, no maf'ulun bihi required, so that means this is lazim. Okay, so this is how you can remember that. Now, a transitive fail is a fail that can take a maf'ulun bihi, detail answering who, what, or action, because the action does not affect the doer, but rather affect another object. Intransitive fail is one which cannot take maf'ulun bihi because the action affects the doer himself. So that's why I'm saying in, because kind of it is action is happening inside you, It does not happening outside. It does not affecting outside. So that's why this is how you can like kind of remember that. So now look at the example. Anzala. Anzala mean he sent down. So he sent down mean he sent something down. He did not descend himself. So action is happening to him or to something else. To something else. The thing that he is sending down, action is happening to that thing. The doer of the action, he is not the one who descends, but rather he causes something else to come down. So the anzala is considered mutaddi and it takes mafulun bihi. For example, when I say anzal al-kitaba means he is sent down the book. So now he sent down what? He sent down a book. So this book is mafulun bihi. So that means this verb is is ready to take mafulun bihi. So that means this fail is mutaddi, the one who can take mafulun bihi, or we can call transitive. So when you have intransitive, that is an action happening inside you. You can remember that way, okay? On the other hand, fail lazim cannot take mafulun bihi because the action affect the doer. For example, nazala means he came down. So he came down, where is the action happening? To that person himself, not to anything else, right? So in this case, the action also involves descending, but here the doer of the act is also the one affected by the act. So he is the one who is lowered. Therefore, it does not make sense to say nazal al-kitaba. Can I say nazal al-kitaba? No. Why not? Because that would translate into he came down the book. Now, he came down the book does not make sense. He came down, action is happening to him himself, not to the book. So that means this nazala cannot take mafulun bihi. So that means this is intransitive verb. This is intransitive verb, meaning it does not take mafulun bihi at all. Okay, so if it does not take mafulun bihi, that means we cannot turn into passive. These kind of fail, we cannot turn them into passive. Okay, so they do not have any passive. Okay, let's see some more example. A very easy clue how we can figure it out that some verb is lazim or mutaddi. So very easy question you are going to ask. A fail lazim is a fail that cannot take mafulun bihi. So lazim, or in transitive in English, you're gonna say does not take mafulun bihi. This is because the nature of the action is such that it only affects the file and cannot take anything external. And so it cannot affect anything external. So for example, to sleep would be an example of a lazim. This is because the action of sleeping only affects the file. It's not possible to sleep someone else or sleep something. So a good way to test whether a fail is lazim, we need to test. How we can test? We're gonna use these two words, something or someone. So whenever you have a fail, after that you're gonna put something or someone, and if this something and someone makes sense after this verb, then it is that means it takes mafulun bihi, and then that means it is mutaddi form. Otherwise it is going to be lazim. For example, read. So reading is an action, right? So let's put that into test. I'm gonna say I read something. Does that make sense? I read something. Yes, it does. So that means this verb read can take maf'ul. So if it can take maf'ul, then it means this is mutaddi form. Okay. It is happy with maf'ulun bihi. Now we have another fail, to fall. So fall mean to fall down, right? So I fell something or I fell someone. So that doesn't make sense. I fell someone or something. So that means this fail is not going to take maf'ulun bihi. Okay, so that means it is lazim form. This is lazim verb, lazim fail. You are not allowed to put any preposition. You cannot say I make something fell, okay, or I make him fell. We are not allowed to do that. After the fail, right away you need to put something or someone without any preposition. So now another example, to laugh. To laugh let's put it into test. I laughed something or I laughed someone. Does that make sense? I laughed someone or something? No. So that means that fail is lazim. It is not going to take maf'ulun bihi. So that means we cannot make passive out of them. Okay, so we cannot make passive out of lazim form. So let's see some more examples. So now qara'a, we did that already. He read, someone or something doesn't that makes sense, right? So that means this is our mutaddi. It can take maf'ulun bihi. Now saqata mean he fell. Something and someone is not making sense. That means this is our intransitive lazim fail. Sajada mean he prostrated. He prostrated someone or something, doesn't make sense. If we put he prostrated to someone, that makes sense, but we are not allowed to put any preposition after it, remember. Okay, so right after the fail, without any preposition, you need to put something and someone. If it makes sense, then it is our mutaddi form. If that doesn't make sense, then it is our lazim form. So now let's see some more example over here. Kataba. Kataba mean he wrote. So you're gonna put he wrote something or someone. He put something he wrote something is making sense, right? So that means this is our transitive verb. He slept. He slept something or someone. He slept something or someone doesn't make sense. So that means this is our intransitive verb, and it's not going to take maf'ulun bihi. Mata, he died. He died someone or something, doesn't make sense. So that means no maf'ul bihi required after this verb, and this is our intransitive verb, and it is not going to be changed into passive. We cannot make passive out of these verbs. Jara mean he ran. So he ran something or someone. We can say he ran over, but we are not allowed to put any preposition after it, remember. So he ran something or someone doesn't make sense, right? So this is our intransitive. Akhraja, he kicked out. He kicked out something, makes sense. So this is our transitive. Qala, he said something, makes sense. So this is our transitive. So this is how you are going to test. Let me, at the end, we are going to do it, inshallah. So let me finish my lesson. Now let's see some more example here. Fail mutaddi is a opposite of fail lazim. So fail are two kinds. We can call it fail mutaddi. Mutaddi mean the one who is taking mafulun bihi, and fail lazim, the one who does not take mafulun bihi. And if a fail does not take mafulun bihi, that means we cannot make passive out of it. That's why we are talking about these fail lazim and mutaddi right now, because we are learning how to make passives. So not every verb we can turn into passive. Okay, so basically this is what we are learning about here. So it is a fail that can take a mafulun bihi. And this is because the nature of the action is such that affects something else or someone else. To figure out if the fail is mutaddi, use the same test mentioned previously. So again, fail lazim, you're gonna call it intransitive verb, cannot take mafulun bihi, cannot be made passive. Fail mutaddi, our transitive verb, can take mafulun bihi and can be made passive. And then another thing, that some fail are going to like I mentioned previously, that there are some fail that takes two mafuls. Okay, so if our fail take two mafuls, so what's gonna happen when we turn into passive? The first maful is going to be labeled as naib file, and the second is going to be labeled as mafulun bihi. So it's not like that in passive sentence we cannot have mafulun bihi at all. We're gonna have mafulun bihi at all, but only in what case? When there are two mafuls, a verb which take two mafuls, then the first verb, the first maful is going to be labeled as naib file, and the second one is going to be our mafulun bihi. So this is how it's going to work. For example, over here, Allamallahu insana Qur'ana. So how are we going to translate? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught the human beings Quran. So now allama is the verb that takes two mafuls. So allama, he taught. Who taught? And what did he, who did he teach and what did he teach, right? These are the two questions gonna come with allama. So allamallahu, Allah taught, al insana, so this is our first mafulun bihi, and Qur'ana is our mafulun bihi number 2. So now let's see. When I turn into passive, I say ullimal insanu Qur'ana. Human beings were taught Quran. So and there is no file right now, so we removed the word Allah over there because we are making passive, so we do not need maful now, file now. So ullimal insanu, so this first mafulun bihi change into naib file now. So the human beings were taught word Qur'ana mafulun bihi. So that means we can still have mafulun bihi in passive sentence, but only in the case when a fail takes two mafuls. I hope it is making sense to everyone. Now again, there are some mutaddi and lazim. Again, you're gonna ask yourself, put something and someone beside that, and you are going to figure it out if it is lazim or mutaddi. And another example for the mutaddi fail which takes two mafuls. For example, ullimna mantiqat tayri means we were taught the speech of birds. Ullimna, we were taught. So this na is our naib file. Okay, and mantiqat tayri, we already have naib file now, so this mantiqat tayri is going to be labeled as mafulun bihi, and ullimna is our past passive. Sorry. Past passive. Okay, so I hope it is making sense. Now we have some we can do it together, inshallah. So now some homework. I put some example and I already did 2 of them as an exemplar. So you know how you are going to label it. So you're gonna look at it and try to attempt these homeworks. So let's see now. We're gonna do a few things together. So let's start from here. Okay, so we can unmute ourselves and we can participate. Quickly. Okay, so now we have some, we can do a couple of together. So let's do يخلق. So this one يخلق.
Wait, me?
Okay, go ahead. Why not you?
Okay. So هو يخلق هما يخلقان هم يخلقون هي تخلق هما تخلقان هن يخلقن أنت تخلق أنتما تخلقان أنتم تخلقون أنت تخلقين أنتما تخلقان أنتن تخلقن.
Very good. Alhamdulillah.
أنا أخلق نحن نخلق.
Very good. Very good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Very proud of you. You made my day, made my night. And you made everything for me, huh? Day, night. Okay. Next one, yab'athu. Yab'athu gonna change into yub'athu. So let's try that.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Huwa yub'athu. Huma yub'athani. Hum yub'athuna. Here tub'athu. Here tub'athu. Huma tub'athani. Hunna tub'athna.
Tub'athna, yeah.
Tub'athna. And anta tub'athu. Antuma tub'athani. Antum tub'athuna. Anti tub'athina. Antuma tub'athani. Antna tub'athna.
Tub'athna.
Ana ab'athu.
Ub'athu.
Ana ub'athu. Nahnu nub'athu.
Very good. Okay, and translation would be what? Yub'athu?
Yub'athu would be, what's the meaning of yub'ath?
Resurrection. He was resurrected. So,
he was resurrected and
they
were.
He is. Yeah, not was, but is, because this is present tense, right? So he is resurrected. Good.
And both of them are resurrected.
Okay, good job. Very good job. Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu fiki. Okay. So now yunshau, this is the last one. I'm gonna leave yuqatilu and yutaqabbalu for you guys. So let's do yunshau. How are we gonna do that?
Can I do it?
Go ahead.
Bismillah. So huwa yunsha'u. Huma yunsha'ani. Hum yunsha'una. Hiya tunsha'u. Huma tunsha'ani. Hunna tunsha'na.
Very good.
Anta tunsha'u. Antuma tunsha'ani. Antum tunsha'una. Anti tunsha'ina. Antuma tunsha'ani. Antunna tunsha'na. Ana unsha'u. Nahnu nunsha'u.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Beautifully done. Okay, so next two, I don't see any problem. Okay, so you guys are going to work on that then, okay? So let's see what else we have. Okay, yeah, let's do this one over here. So what about kutiba? What do you think? What kind of tense it is?
May I?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So it's a past tense passive verb of the it's a past tense passive verb likely
So past
of
passive.
past passive likely hua? No.
Huma.
Past.
Oh, huma. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is huma. Okay, very good. Okay, next one, sa'ala. What do you think about sa'ala?
Naib file is huma. And
No, you're talking about number 7?
okay, yeah. So sa'ala, it's active, right?
It's active,
It's
yes.
yes, ma'ruf. And
Yeah.
file is huma.
Very good. File is huma. Perfect. Okay, next one, munina.
May I try one more time? Another
Yeah,
time?
go. Yeah.
Okay. So munina is what it appears to be past tense passive with past tense passive with hunna as its naib file.
Naib file is hunna. Very good. Good job. Okay, next one, tunsarina.
Can I do?
Is that active or passive, or what is that? First of all, present or past?
It's present.
Okay, it is present. Okay, now passive or active?
Passive.
It looks like a passive one.
Yeah, because u and sound. So this is passive. And now naib file.
Naib file is
Anti.
yeah.
Anti. Very good. Very good. This is anti. Okay, now yuslimuna.
That is past passive.
Okay, so this is present tense of obviously. Okay, beginning and ending is telling us. Now we need to look at the sounds. So we have u sound. What else?
A sound we have to.
And then we have a sound or e sound.
E sound is there.
So
This
is
is
that
active.
passive or active?
Active.
Active.
Active. It's not
Ma'ruf.
passive. Okay.
Whom?
Yeah. This is active.
And
And file is
Whom?
home. Now su'ila.
Passive. Majhul.
Yeah, because u and e sound is telling me that this is majhul. And what is the naib file?
Huma. Huma.
Huma is the naib file. Now tazhabina.
Active.
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 Active, okay. This is
Past tense.
active.
And
And
anti.
anti, very good. Now qara'na.
Past tense. Active.
Past tense.
Again, this is
Ana.
active, past
Na-
tense.
No.
And
Nahnu.
Nahnu.
nahnu is the file. Okay. Atadhakkaru. What is atadhakkaru?
Active. Active past.
How do you know this is active?
Because of no u beginning sound.
Exactly. So it has u ending and a beginning, that is telling me that this is present tense. But I don't hear u and a sound for the passive. So that tells me that this is active. And now what is the file in it?
Karu.
Hua.
Hua.
Huh?
Ana.
Hua has a beginning?
No. Ana. Ana. Right. I.
Ana. This is Ana.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
This
Ana.
is Ana. Now,
Rahat,
yeah.
sorry. Number 5, Yuslimun. Can you, what is the root word for this? Is the sin lam mean?
Salima yaslamu.
Salim.
Or
So how,
salamu.
yeah, so how it is active, like I'm seeing Dhamma on the first letter and the second root letter is Kasra. So it should be,
No,
What are
it is
the prominent sound in present passive?
present tense.
present
Who
passive
are-
should be Dhamma and Fatah. On the second root letter should be,
So second root letter is lam. Do you see fatha there?
oh, so that's the thing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's the thing.
I'm getting confused. Okay, thanks.
But why it's not past passive? Past passive,
Yeah,
we
that
have
another thing I was thinking, why it's not Madi.
Because
Yeah,
you don't see you over here. What kind
Yeah,
of question you guys are asking me?
But Rahat first letter Dhamma is there, and then in Madi like
Excuse
second
me.
root
Okay,
letter is Kasra, right?
give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, now look at this word. What do you see? Does that look like past to you? It has you beginning
Yeah.
and it
Dhamma.
has una ending. So how it is past tense?
Oh yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
oh
So you
some root should not be there.
okay? You
Oh,
guys
thanks,
need a
Raj.
lot of
Thank you.
practice. A lot of practice required. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, now
I didn't notice the moon. I didn't care for that.
always this is the very first thing to look at. Okay, this is the very first thing you need to look. Okay, if the fail is past or passive, sorry, past or present. So for the past, you need to know what are the markers of the past tense, and for the present, you should know the markers of the present tense. Present tense always gonna start with Anita beginning, and it's gonna have kind of una ending too, right? Una, ina ending. So we need to look for these.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
these are the things we need to look for. For the present tense, we always look in the beginning and at the ending. For the for the past tense, we always look not in the beginning but only the ending.
Fatha.
So what will be the past tense of this?
In you hai?
Yeah.
The past tense would be
Yuslamuna.
Sallam.
Salima, salama, salamu, something like that. That would be the one. Salamu or salimu.
Oh, salam.
Okay. Okay, now we are on amantuma. So is that past or present?
Active. Active.
Huma.
Tuma is a big giveaway that this is past.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we do not have tuma in present tense, do we?
no.
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 Okay, so this is a good giveaway that this is past tense. And now we need to look for the sounds. What sound we are looking for in past passive? U and?
E.
So do you hear U and E here?
No.
No, so that means this is active. Now you need to look, what is the file in it?
Tuma.
Antuma.
Antuma.
Tuma.
Antuma, okay? Now Duriptu.
Passive. Past passive.
Past
Okay,
passive.
because U and E sound is kind of giving away that this is our passive. And this-
File is Ana.
I will be Anna.
Yes, nai file is Ana.
Sister, I have a question. Can you please tell the meaning of atadhakkaru? What's the basic meaning of this? I didn't get.
Which one? Atadhakkaru?
Atadhakkaru, yes.
I will be reminded.
Okay.
No, I will remind.
I will
Atadhakkaru.
remind.
Yeah, I will remind.
Okay, Jazakallah. Jazakallah.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, let's do these ones. Now, Qala, okay, you are going to test if the verb is transitive or intransitive. How are we gonna test? You're gonna put right after something or someone. So Qala, he said something or someone. What do you think?
Transitive.
Transitive.
That is making sense. So that means this is transitive. And when I say transitive, what does that mean?
فعل متعدي, it has مفعول به, we can make it.
Yeah, it can take maf'ul bihi and we can make passive out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what mutaddi mean. Now, zahaba, he went. So he went something or someone.
Intransitive.
No, it's
That doesn't make sense. So that means this is intransitive.
lazim
That means it does
Lazim.
not
It
take
cannot take
maf'ulun
passive.
bihi,
and
no
cannot be
maf'ulun
passive.
bihi, and cannot make passive.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what it means. Now, jalasa, he said something or someone.
He said something, yeah, it's a transitive, I guess.
Intransitive. No maf'ul.
This is intransitive. Okay, good one. Now, allama, he taught something or someone.
Transitive.
متعدي.
That makes sense. So
He
that
said
means this is transitive. It
Can
can take
take,
maf'ul
Be and can be passive.
and can be passive. Okay, so this is what it means. So it is good for these things. Now, yarfa'u, he raises something or someone.
متعدي, yes.
Mutaddi, transitive, very good.
Something.
Ghasala mean he washed something or someone.
Transitive.
متعدي, yes, something.
Transitive.
Something, yeah, transitive.
Transitive, okay. Yakulu, he eats something or someone.
Transitive.
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 Yafalu, he does something or someone.
Transitive.
He does something, makes sense. Ahsana, he beautified something or someone.
Transitive.
Transitive.
Transitive, makes sense, right?
He
He
beautified
knew something or someone.
Transitive.
yes, transitive.
Transitive.
Okay. Nazala, he came down something or someone.
Intransitive.
Yeah.
Rahat,
Intransitive.
he is alima. It should be alama.
No, alima mean he knew.
And alama,
Alama is not a word.
allama. Okay.
Allama is, yeah.
Got
Dif-
right.
that is different. Allama is different family. Alima is different family. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now istata'a mean he was able something or someone.
Intransitive.
لازم.
Transitive.
Lazim, intransitive. Yaqumu, he stands something someone.
لازم.
Intransitive.
Intransitive. Arada, he wanted something.
Yeah,
متعدي.
transitive.
Transitive. Yadribu, he hit something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
transitive.
transitive.
متعدي.
Yahuva, he takes something.
Transitive.
Yes, متعدي. Transitive.
Very good. Yanamu, he sleeps something or
Lazim.
someone.
Transitive. Lazim.
Lazim. So everyone is clear about lazim and mutaddi fi'l?
Yeah.
Making sense to everyone?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Okay. So now, okay, let's do this one together and you are going to find out, you are going to recognize if it is regular, past, passive or present or past tense. Okay, so let's see. وَأُورِدُوا عَلَى رَبِّكَ صَفًّا. So وَأُورِدُوا, they will be presented عَلَى رَبِّكَ, in front of your Rabb, صَفًّا, how? In rows. So this is the scene of Day of Judgment. Everyone is going to be in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in rows and rows and rows. All the, even the angels, every human being, all the souls, everything is very well organized, standing in rows in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you guys tell me uridu. What is uridu? What sound do you see? And is that past or passive?
Passive.
Passive.
Past.
Past passive.
So this is past and passive.
Naifal hum.
Very good. And naifal is hum. Very good. Now wa uridu. So how are we gonna label it? We're gonna say
Fail madi majhul.
Very good.
Majhul.
Fa- Yes, fail madi majhul and
Majhul.
naifal.
Hum.
Naifal hum.
Naifal hum. Okay, so this is how you're going to label uridu. Now, what is ala rabbika?
Jar majroor. So
Jar
MBF.
majroor, idafa fragment. Okay, so this is our MB.
F.
MBF.
And what is safan?
Maf'ul bihi.
Maful bihi.
It could be maful bihi,
Maful.
even it could be
Mafulul
hal.
hal. Hal, yes.
Yes, it could be hal even, because how in rows we will be there, okay? So even it could be hal. Now laqad. So again, laqad is coming. So what we are expecting after that?
Future.
Fail.
Fail. Okay. So laqad, and laqad is basically like an oath. This is very emphatic. So there is no doubt about it. Laqad certainly ji'tumuna. What is ji'tumuna now? What is ji'tumuna?
Past active.
Tense is past tense, but
Past
Past
active.
tense. Yeah. So what is the file in it there?
Nahnu.
nahnu.
No.
Oh
Wrong.
no, sorry.
Ah.
It's hum.
Ji'tumu. This is hum.
Hum and na is maf'ul bihi.
No, it's not hum.
Not hum. No.
It is ji'tum.
Yes, antum.
Oh, okay. It's tum. Antum.
Na is Zamir Muttasil, right?
Ji'tum, and then na is our mafulun bihi attached pronoun.
And why is the vav coming there then?
For the flow, no?
Okay.
For the flow, back then, if you guys remember, I don't know what lesson it was. We already talked about it, okay? So this is for the fluency. Ji'tumna, but it became ji'tumuna to make it more fluent. Okay? So
Yeah.
ji'tumuna, this is active, right? Because we don't hear oo and e sound. So this is our active. So ji'tumuna kama khalaqnakum, kama as khalaqnakum, we created you all awwala marra, first time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we are going to bring them back the way we created you. Very first time we were all there, okay, and we were like in the form of ruh over there, right? And even we gave the promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he asked Alastu bi rabbikum. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that I'm going to bring you back the way I created you first time. Okay, so awwala marra, first time. So what is awwala marra? What do you think?
It's idafa.
Mudaf ilayh.
Idafa fragment, okay. And what label we gonna give it to it?
Maf'ul and it's hal, like how they were created before.
Yeah, we can look into Quran Hive and see how it is labeled over there.
Okay, inshallah.
Yeah, we can figure it out more about them. Now, bal za'amtum. So za'amtum, what do you think about za'amtum? Bal, we know this is the harf that kind
It's
of
past tense. Zamtum.
Active file is antum.
Antum.
Antum. Okay, so bal, rather we you all claimed, or you all kind of thought, allan, I is for question, lan did not, will not. So lan plus fail mudariya is going to give the future translation.
Yeah.
So you thought that we will not appoint lakum for you moidan, any appointed time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking, did you think that I just leave you like that and you are not going to return to me? So there is an appointed time, but you. So moidan is again our mafulun bihi over here.
Ustaza, I have a question here. So is this al-lan is a combination of an and lan or what?
No. This I is question. So this I is harfu istifham.
Okay.
Okay, and lan, we know this is harfu harfu nasibatul mudariya. Okay, and naj'ala, we're gonna say fi'lun mudariun mansubun because of lan.
Lan.
And lakum is our MB.
F. Oh, sorry.
F, and mau'idan is our mafulun bihi. Okay, next one. Wawudi al kitabu.
It's passive.
Is it a verb or what?
Okay,
passive.
why is ataf over here? So we have only this wudiya.
Passive, past.
Passive.
And naifile
Huwa.
Is huwa.
Okay. And al-kitabu,
Outside.
what is al-kitabu?
Outside, naibul file.
Yeah, this is our naibul file. Okay, so the wawudi al-kitaba, and we will give or present the book. Fatara, this fa is again ataf. Tara mean you will see. So what is tara?
Fail madi.
Yeah, fail. No, this is not madi. This is even present. But
It's present, yes.
This is nakis.
Yeah.
This is nakis, so that's why it looks different. So basically, this is present tense and file is anta. Fatara, so this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam now, that you will see al-mujrimina, the criminals, mushfikina, very worried, mimma, or mimma, of like because of what? Fihi, in it. In it is, what is this it talking about? Kitabu. Because what they saw in the book, they will be so worried. Vayakuluna, and they will say, Ya vailatana. So ya is kind of calling someone, and vailata is like distraction. So they are calling to their distraction, and they are saying mali. Mali is a kind of expression in Arabic. You will see ma lakum in Quran Pak, many places, mean what's wrong with you all, ma lakum. Okay, so mali is again, this is expression asking what's wrong, hazal kitabi, to this book. What's wrong about, like they're talking to this book of their records, that what's wrong with this book, la yughadiru. So what is yughadiru? What sound do you see over here?
Passive. Who sound?
So oo and
Harf has
Past passive.
no, but
passive.
No.
Present.
No, this is present tense.
Present.
Present and maruf.
Okay, no as.
yeah,
so
this is
present
present and malum.
Maruf.
Okay, so this is malum, it is active. Because we don't see yughadaru. If it was yughadaru, then it was passive.
Yeah.
Okay, so yughadiru, la yughadiru, it does not leave alone. Saghiratan, any small thing. Wala kabiratun, neither a big thing. So even the blink of your eye, like if kind of you wink on someone in a mocking way, that is written in our record. Okay, if we just look at someone, the person we didn't like, and we just passed a smile to the other person, to our friend, in a mocking way, in a fun way, that is written. So each and every small kind of emotions or our words, even sometimes we say oof or whatever, everything is written in our record. So it does not leave anything small or big, illa, except ahsaha. It recorded it over there. It's written in there. Wajadu, so again this is our ataf, wajadu, and they found ma amilu. So wajadu, what do you think about wajadu?
Past active.
Active.
And
file is
home.
Home. So they found ma amilu, again home, whatever they did, hadiran, present. This is our maf'ul. Wala yazlimu. What do you think about wala yazlimu?
It's
Active.
Present
Active. File is
huwa.
Rabbuka is our outside file.
Sure, yes, fine.
Okay, so your Rabb does not do wrong to anyone. Ahadan. Maf'ulun bihi.
Ustaza, I have a question. Can I ask? Here it says ahsa. Ahsa is a verb.
Ahsaha illa, except ahsaha. It's look like this is huwa over here.
It's verb. Okay. It's madi, fil madi.
Yeah.
Okay. And here before that, هذا الكتاب. Here the kitab has kasra. So is that a idafa here? هذا الكتاب?
What do you see after before al-kitabi? Haza.
Hada, yes.
And then you see al. So this is pointer fragment.
Okay, yeah.
And how do we translate Mali here? I mean, Mal is also.
What's wrong? What's wrong with this book? So what's wrong with this book?
And this latana is also a verb?
No, this is ya is telling us that this is ism.
Munada,
yeah, this is munada, okay? And wailatana together is our idafa fragment.
And
so
how
they are cursing themselves that distraction upon us, because when they saw their records, so they are cursing themselves. Did we record end the recording? Okay, we can end the recording. Okay, that's all. Alhamdulillah. So
Fatara here, can you explain that, Fatara?
Yeah.
No, this is fail nakis, and we are going to discuss in surf thing. Okay.
And
so,
fa is not the part of the verb, right? It's just tara.
Yeah. This fa is ataf.